Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. The topic of this 10-minute moan is the excruciating story of 114 files, not documents, but files that disappeared, went missing, can't be found, which included claims of child sexual abuse by some UK members of Parliament. Quite a complex story. I'll try and cram it as little words as possible. But back in the 80s, mid-80s, a Tory MP called Geoffrey Dickens handed over lots of dossiers, not just one, to the then Home Secretary, Leon Brittan. And it gave him information over 2 years, which was historic information, which included claims of parliamentarians abusing children, people in the heart of the UK establishment. Now we fast forward from the 80s to 2013, and the then Home Office decided to do an inquiry into issues that were put to the government between 79 and 99 to make sure they were dealt with correctly. So in 2013, they done this inquiry, and they found that everything was dealt with properly in that 20-year period, and anybody that needed notified of any issues was fine. So in 2013, Home Office here, bang, rubber stamp, everything that happened in that 20-year period was okay. It was all dealt with correctly. Then a year later, they had to review that decision because it came to light that from the Tory MP's 1980s insertions to Leon Brittan alone, 114 files had went missing. So they'd either lost them or destroyed them. And all of these 114 were part of the dossiers given to Leon Brittan by Geoffrey Dickens, the Conservative MP. Now, what's mental is, in 2014, these revelations were made public. And we were told the 2013 inquiry findings were unsafe now. We'll need to do another review and we'll look into it, and they handed immediately, before the second review even took place, 4 files to the Metropolitan Police with 4 new possible leads about child abuse that had miraculously found, although they'd done a full review in 2013. So before they even started the review of the review, they'd handed 4 documents with possible leads to the Metropolitan Police. They just turned up. And I'll guarantee you, we've done nothing with A4. And what is even more bizarre is 10 years ago, this came to light, and I'll bet you the vast majority of people watching this video were not aware of that. It's like a Mandela moment, isn't it? It didn't happen. Right? We have a complete different recollection of history at that point, and not many people remember. And that's how these swines get away with it. Because 10 years later, we're going, well, what happened to the 114 files? So all the people that were involved 10 years ago have moved on, retired, some of them passed away. And the accountability then passes on to strangers who go, well, isn't it my gig? And they don't get dealt with. And this is not unique to Westminster. I know fine well, and I hope to get some more evidence about it. These things have happened in Scotland as well, and all across the UK. Now, what's happened here is because of the grooming gangs, information coming out about the court cases, the whole child abuse thing has went bang in the public domain, and that is absolutely fantastic, as it should be. And that's why these things from 10 years ago, people like me, now, to be fair, 10 years ago I was campaigning a thing that took over 3 years of my life from me, and it was also the year of the Scottish referendum, so my head was in other things. But I'm kind of shocked to find out that this was in the public domain. I'm going to show you a video from 10 years ago when they were reviewing the review, and the then Permanent Secretary, Mark Sedwill, of Permanent Secretary of the Home Office, admits that he knew about these 114 missing files. And what he doesn't do is he sort of says, well, did you tell the Home Secretary? Well, no. So even when these things come in the lap of people in such high powers as the Permanent Secretary for the Home Office, they don't always do anything about it. And that's why this child abuse, they've been getting away with it for so long. And when we see people arrested and when we see abuse survivors coming out and talking, it's only the tip of the iceberg. When you think about it, they reckon that there's 250,000 girls been affected by the grooming gangs in the last 24 years. It's just incomprehensible. And you think somewhere like Ibrox Stadium, that's 5 times filled. That's how many girls have been affected by this. They think maybe more. and it's because, you get a story today's forgot about tomorrow. And that's why these swines get away with it. Now we're going, well, what's happened there 10 years ago? Well, we don't even know where Sedwill is anymore. We have a different Permanent Secretary, and they've gone, where do we start? Right? A different Home Secretary. And the dossiers were times where we've had both Tory and Labour governments. Because they reckon that those files went missing from 79 to 99. So, there's both governments there, although they reckon the majority came up, not all of these 114 that we know have disappeared. How many do we not know have disappeared? Right? So it's quite incredible, it's quite horrific. 10 years ago, the government put their hands up and said, yeah, we can't find these 100. Now, 114 files is not 114 documents. A file could have more than one document, and I would imagine the majority of them would have. So what's that scale of we can't find them that's going on? And if it doesn't stink of cover up, then what does? I'm just going to play you a video which a friend of mine put on Twitter earlier, Basil, and he sent me a copy of it. And this is Sedwill, who was in 2014 the Permanent Secretary for the Home Office, civil servant. Fortunes he'll get paid. Admitting to these 114 missing cases and what he didn't do about it. Frightening.
But I'm concerned, frankly, about the 114, and I'm concerned about all material that we can't find.
So let's go back a second, sorry. We're all concerned about it, that's why I asked you.
Yeah.
Did you tell the Home Secretary, when you finished your report, that 114 files, some of them which may have been relevant to the inquiry that you had asked an unnamed person to conduct, a report of which she never saw, but relied on your obviously excellent judgment in telling her that you regarded this as something that was a matter for you, you didn't tell her then that 114 files had gone missing?
I don't recall doing so, and I don't imagine I would.
So the Permanent Secretary for the Home Office gets this dossier, knows there's 114 missing files at least, gives it to the Home Secretary, and doesn't think he would have told her that there was files missing. Is it me? I don't know where you draw the line. I mean, obviously people who abuse children are pretty sick. They're pretty well down the list in society. But I don't know how far behind them at all are people who A, cover it up, or people who B, incompetently fail the victims with nonsense like this. And now we hear both governments, the Tories refused earlier and now the Labour have came to the same conclusion, that they will not have inquiries into grooming gangs who abused lots and lots of victims. Shame. Hang your head in shame. The lot of you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and notifications bell. Please, comments below. I always enjoy them. But most importantly of all, unless you abuse children, cover up child abuse, or help them get away with it. Not you, but
everyone else. Have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.